Welcome to Valentia Island. This is day 26 of travelling the Wild Atlantic Way in 30 days. The elements came out strong again today, and this is actually now eased up. So I came out, we're visiting another discovery point as well here, Bray Head. So this would have been an insane place to get some drone footage on. But as you can tell, there's a lot of wind and rain, and that's making it impossible. Even the seagull is like hovering, just letting the wind take it. So I don't know if you can like look at this. This is on a clear day. That's what it would look like. Yeah, let's go. Wait, hold on. So it's another GoPro day, so let's throw on the old boot the sheath so our shoes don't get drenched.
Alright, hello, my name is Brian Hernandez. I am from California, United States, and I decided to come to Valentia Island because I've heard it was the most western part of Europe, and I heard it was very beautiful, and they have great weather, as you can see. So, and a great view.
Let's go! Damn, son! The game plan today is just like going around this island, looking at the signs and just seeing what looks appealing. Maybe there's some indoor craft store that I can find, and just to see if I can find any locals that want to talk on camera. So yeah, like the rain is beating down hard, so it's hard to get some cool content, but look, we're going to do our best. So I see a sign here for Valentia Island candles, so I'm going to go down and I'm going to see what the crack is with them, because it might be some interesting content. I was just looking at it there. There's a cool thing about telecommunication. The Atlantic Telegraph reduced the time taken to send messages from weeks by ship to minutes. After many epic attempts to lay a cable under the Atlantic to North America, the successful cable sent its first message from Valentia to the village of Heart's Content in Newfoundland in 1866. World communications changed forever after this. Hey yo, so even though the rain is like beating down, we came here, followed the signs for an old candle shop. Looks pretty sweet. They're all made here. This is super cool. Just here in the shop, and they've got a bubble maker. So I'm just out of the Valentia Island candle shop. Really cool. Peter is a really sound guy. He even turned on the bubbles, as you saw. He didn't want to get on camera, but yeah, really cool spot here, a little gem on Valentia Island. So I definitely would recommend checking it out. I got myself a nice little candle as well of Skellig Michael. Well, it has that design on it. The designs on some of these candles were really super. So thanks so much. Hey guys, so I'm here now at Valentia Island Heritage Centre in Knightstown. It looks really cool. Like it's a national school converted into this heritage centre. But just looking around, I kind of see some things even familiar from when I was school, like this abacus and different things like these, like the chairs and stuff like that. It's cool to see. So this is actually crazy. I'm just reading here the instructions in regard to inflicting corporal punishment at national schools, which means the rules on hitting kids. Corporal punishment should be administered only for grave transgressions, never for failure in lessons. The principal teacher only should inflict the corporal punishment. An interval of at least 10 minutes should elapse between the offence and the punishment. Only a light cane or a rod may be used for the purpose of inflicting corporal punishment. The boxing of children's ears, the pulling of their hair, and similar ill treatment are absolutely forbidden and will be visited with severe penalties. No teacher should carry about a cane or other instrument of punishment. Frequent recourse to corporal punishment will be considered by the commissioners as indicating bad tone and ineffective discipline. The particulars required by the headings should be entered into this book before the infliction of the punishment. The principal teacher must submit the book to the manager on the occasion of his first visit to the school after every case of punishment. P.E. Lamass, W.J. Delworth, Secretaries. That's crazy. Imagine nowadays you even went near to a kid. The first family to live on the island, Robert Fitzgerald, the 17th night, 1716 to 1781. In 1752, he was the first to live on the island. He leased land from the Annesley family. He was an MP for Dingle, and whilst parliamentary duties kept him in Dublin, he had a cottage called Zalva on Valentia. He introduced the linen industry to Valentia, but it was slow to advance as it did not receive the full support of the Linen Board, who were more interested in the bigger concerns in London. Tariffs, passengers 1p, special boat was 6p, horses 6p, cows with 3p, sheep half a pence, goats, let's go, half a pence. In 1965, 2 shillings for a return fare, 7 shillings per ton freight. In 1800s, Valentia was an area of low economic growth, and in 1825 a sum of £495 was advanced by the government for a pier at Knightstown to stimulate the fishing industry. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful as the long journey to England meant that the fish were of poor quality when they got there. In 1839, a fishery on a small scale was established by the Knight of Kerry for the supply of fresh fish market. The fisheries involved 400 people. There were curing sheds at Valentia and Portmagee, where the women and children were employed to gut, split and salt the fish. Mackerel caught in July and August were used for home consumption, and the rest was cured and exported to America at £3 to £4 a barrel. After the 1845 famine, the men who carried out the fishing had either died or emigrated, and the few who remained had neither boats nor nets nor the capital to produce or to procure them. Nowadays, no fishing boats go from the island, and only a handful depart from Portmagee. Signals from the aircraft here, used by aircraft engaged on search and rescue operations to direct ships towards an aircraft, ship, or a person in distress. A succession of green pyrotechnical lights or signaled green flashes from an aircraft indicates that she has an urgent message to send about the safety of her ship, aircraft, or some people on board or within sight. So you guys know that I love a bit of poetry, so by the waters that flow around Valentia, there is one spot of fame and renown that catches the eye from the quarry as you gave up the river to town. When we grew up into manhood, and fishing got into our heads, out the lighthouse at 6 every evening, there was never a word about bed. Our boat, she was one of the old ones. She never saw any smart paint. She was tarred from the keel to the gunwale, but still bore the name of a saint. To see her lie there, at her anchor, with everything there up to date. You might not believe when I tell you she was built in the year 98. We rowed her along fine and gravar. Now this is 1 page of 3. It sounds like a really, really nice poem, but I think we need to head out because it's closing now. So I'm just out of the Heritage Centre here in Knightstown, but I'm still, like, the whole corporal punishment it's still like going on in my mind. I was talking to the guy at the reception about it, and it's like, you know, he still experienced it, and it only stopped in Ireland in 1982, which, if you think about it, is not that far away, where in national school the teacher was allowed to hit the kids. Like the young kids, like, imagine that these days. Like, wow. Yeah, it's just crazy.
My name is Bruce Doherty. I'm from Oakton, Virginia. I lived on the East Coast, various places. I'm here mainly because of the O'Doherty reunion, which was held in Inishowen and Derry, and built a big trip around that before and after. And that's why I'm over here in County Kerry, Ring of Kerry, opposite end of the island. It's a fabulous island. I booked it so I was sticking around the edges, around the coastline, and there's some of the most fabulous coastline here. And like this lighthouse right here at Knightstown, I believe it is, in Valentia Island. And it's beautiful, just really gorgeous. And yes, everybody should come.
Hey guys, so I'm here now at the lighthouse at Valentia Island. The wind is still pretty strong, but there's no rain, which is a major plus because I can actually start filming again. Well, outdoors, on the camera. So this is absolutely amazing. I was crossing around into this area and I just was like, wow, like the views here are just ridiculous. I love it.